We are back.
Back.
And we are continuing on our road race, 5K, 10K, half marathon, why you should do one. What do you think? And today is all about
training for it, right?
Training for it.
Okay,
so
let's get to the basics. But what does training have to do with signing up for one? Other than the obvious.
I don't know where you're going with that, right?
It's goal setting. Well,
signing up is
like
the
we talked about
commitment.
yesterday, right? Signing up is a commitment. Now I committed to that, so I got to commit to training for it. Right?
You got to train,
right?
You got to be ready.
You ever signed up for like an Ironman triathlon and then just went out and did it?
I've actually never signed up for an Ironman, so you would be the guy in the room.
What? But you can't imagine like setting a huge monumental goal like that and then not having a follow through of a plan, I guess is my point.
Right. Correct.
So how do you find a training plan?
It's so easy. Internet. They're everywhere. So when I did my half, I remember looking at all the different, and they were free. They were free plans. And you could pick your skill level, like, are you a seasoned runner? Are you a walker? So you kind of pick your skill level. And then you could even pick like your workout frequency. Like, do you want to go 3 days a week? Do you want to go 6 days a week? How often do you plan to work out? And man, they would customize and
give you a schedule, huh?
More frequent you worked out, the shorter each workout was. You select a 2 day a week plan and you were doing 6-7 miles, a day. But
there's something to those plans in particular, right? I mean, you miss a day, right? Do you double up the second day? I mean,
I don't remember what the plans teach, but I would recommend not doing that.
Right. Some of them, I guess the answer I know of is that some of the plans are dynamic and they will alter based on you missing a day. And then some of the plans are obviously on paper and you're not going to go, I doubled up.
I think what you are talking about is the difference in a paid plan and a free plan.
Right? Premium versus premium.
Mine hung on the fridge. It was not dynamic.
Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with those. As long as
I agree.
But you got to understand that those plans are going to be more restrictive. You miss a day, you pretty much just skip the day and move on.
Yeah.
So what should people look for? So they're doing this wonderful free training plan, and life happens. What's going on? They're getting illnesses. They're getting body aches. They're getting pains. They're getting their heart rates elevated. What's to that? I mean, you're listening to your body, right? I guess.
Yeah, and certainly, I think there's a couple elements here, right? I think we tend to take that physiological experience and go, I'm going to take a few days off, right? Which might be the proper thing to do, but I think it goes back to what we kind of talked about under motivation and accountability, right? It's really about an honest assessment. Is it an excuse not to work out that day, or are you really hurting and you're concerned about it?
Yeah, you have some mysterious leg pain. The last thing you're going to go do, is it soreness? You need to ask yourself, is this soreness? Is this typical soreness? If you're unsure, maybe give it another day.
Right.
Give it another day before you go out and do something crazy.
Because the worst thing you can do is hurt yourself.
Right.
Because then you're right.
I'm out of commission.
Right. So, I mean, I think heart rate's important. I'm a fan of tracking the heart rate during a workout.
We talk about heart rate monitoring plans as well for the run walk. If you've missed that podcast, Snackcast, go check that one out. That was great.
It's how to use it to go from walking to running. It's really good.
Right. Don't cheat. Stay on track. We right. Don't cheat. Stay on track. We've talked about that a little bit. Right. So again, if you got a plan that's not dynamic and you have to catch up, but I mean, it's like, well, I've known people, right? And I was joking a little bit that like didn't train for this properly, and then 2 weeks prior to the half marathon Ironman, they're
can't cram.
They're trying to cram, and yeah, there's no cramming.
This isn't school.
No,
this is the body needs time to recover. It needs to be able to go through its cycles and grow and get stronger. And
so training. So that's a good segue a little bit. taper, right? Taper's right before the event. Now, hopefully your training plan has that built into it. That the week before your half marathon, you're
focusing on stretching, nutrition.
Right. Most of what we call the junk miles have already been built. In fact, if you're doing a half marathon, 13.1 miles, you're never even supposed to do 13.1 miles in one sitting during your whole training program.
But most of them.
Most of them will take you up to about 75 or 80% of that number, and
then on game day you finish it off.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that's many people might not know that.
So here's one of the biggest things I think when you're training, and it goes back to one of our prior podcasts. Get someone to do the event with you and train with them. Big fan. It's that accountability aspect, and it's really cool to cross the finish line with somebody else.
Yeah, and there's if you do a destination event or one of your local community events, it's like, all right, hey, let's go get the banana, let's go have a beer afterwards. There's a friendship, there's a community. Yeah. You did something together with somebody.
Yeah. So I guess to recap, we're short on time, right? Get a plan. Mm-hmm. They're free. They're everywhere. This is like anything else in life, right? Listen to your body,
record.
Watch your heart rate, record what you're doing, be honest in your assessment,
mm-hmm.
Get a training buddy, and don't hurt yourself, because then you're out of commission.
Yep. I love it.
Yeah. All right. So tomorrow, I think we're going to talk about like pre-race prep. You mentioned that taper week. Well, mm-hmm. kind of what's involved in that taper week, especially the day before, the 2 days before, what to expect, what to be ready for. We'll talk about that next.
Awesome.
Questions, comments, concerns, criticisms. You want to see what Jerry looks like one day, or Juan Machado.
The international extraordinaire.
The international extraordinaire. Email us at snackcast@yes.fit. Thank you for tuning in.
We'll send you Juan's photo. Stay moving.
See ya.